Hi everyone, it's Nicole from Healthy NYC. Welcome. As adults, we hold a lot of emotional energy in our hips. So today we're going to be working through a really wonderful practice to stretch and strengthen the hips so we can feel better in our body and our minds. I recommend having 2 blocks for this practice. So let's start in a child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Walk your palms forward on the mat and gently place your forehead down. You can keep your arms passive, just relaxing into the stretch and connecting with our breath. Breathing deeply into the hips. Let's take 3 full rounds of breath. Coming up to tabletop, you're going to want your knees underneath your hips, your wrists are lined with your shoulders, fingers are spreading nice and wide, elbows are straight. We're going to move through a few rounds of cat and cow. So on an inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, curl tailbone up. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Just take a few more at your own pace with your own breath. Warming up through the spine, the shoulders, and the chest. Let's take one more full round. And coming back to a neutral spine, we're going to be moving into balancing table pose. So your right leg is going up and back. Your left arm is going forward. Nice strong belly. On an inhale, we lengthen. On an exhale, we curl. Left elbow to right knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to curl. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to curl. Let's take one more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Straighten the right leg up and back. We're going to pivot over to balance on our left hand and left knee. Right arm is going up to the sky. You can either stay here or move into a bind by grabbing onto your right foot with your right hand and kicking that foot into your hand. Getting a beautiful stretch in the front of the hip and taking a little bit of a back bend as well. Let's take 3 more breaths here, looking wherever is comfortable for your neck. And let's carefully come back to tabletop pose. Reset your alignment if you need to. Left leg goes up and back, right arm goes forward. On an inhale, we lengthen. Exhale to curl. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Keep the left leg up. We're pivoting over to balance on our right hand and right knee. Left arm is up to the sky. Your leg is out at hip height. You can either stay here or take your bind. Breathing deeply into the front of the left hip. Let's take 2 more breaths. And gently come back to tabletop pose. Let's walk the palms forward. We're going to move into our first downward dog. Hips are going up and back. Your hands and feet are at hip width distance. Fingers are spreading nice and wide. Your head and neck are heavy. Hug in the lower belly. And take any movement that feels good in the body. Really spreading the fingertips nice and wide, pressing into your fingertips and knuckles. When you're ready, on an inhale, right leg rises. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Let's straighten the right leg and carefully step it through to our low lunge. So your back knee is coming down. Your knee and ankle are aligned on the right side, and we're lifting up out of the lower back. Stretching into the left hip flexor and front of the hip. Looking wherever is comfortable for your neck. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Circle the arms wide, fingertips down on the mat. Let's move into our hamstring stretch. You can have your knee bent or straight. Your toes are facing up to the sky, foot is flexed. Relaxing the upper body, focusing on the hamstrings. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Lift up, crawl the fingers forward. We're pivoting towards the left side of our mat for a wide-legged forward fold. Your feet are parallel to the short ends. You can place your hands on your blocks or on the mat. Shoulders are away from the ears, creating plenty of space for the neck. Feel free to adjust your stance based on how your hamstrings are feeling. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Crawl the fingers forward, come up to a flat back. Place your hands on your hips and let's press all the way up to stand. Turn your heels in, toes out for goddess pose. Just moving from side to side here, getting beautiful moving stretch through the hips. Your tailbone is neutral. Coming back to center, place your hands on top of your thighs. We're going to open up the shoulders. So right shoulder goes down, using your right hand to gently press that hip open a bit further. Switch sides. And press into both feet to come up to stand, moving into warrior 2. So your right toes will face the top of the mat. Your back foot is parallel to the short side. Generous bend in your front knee, really using your glutes to press that right hip open. Both arms are outstretched, nice and strong. Torso is neutral. Let's take 3 breaths here. And reverse for a side body stretch. Keeping a bend in the front knee. Coming back through warrior 2, straighten the front leg, adjust your back foot in to shorten your stance. Hips are going forward and down for triangle pose. You can place your hand on the mat, on a block, or against your shin. Really spinning your chest up to the sky. Look wherever is comfortable for your neck. Let's place our left hands on our waist. Start to bend into the front knee. We're moving into half moon. You can feel free to use a block here. Your hand is going about 6 inches in front of your toes, trying to open that hip up to the left. You can keep your hand on your waist or open up through your shoulder as well. Take one more breath here. Let's carefully bring the left foot to the front of the mat, both hands down. Let's step back into our downward dog and take a flow. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. You can take cobra or up dog. And exhale back into downward dog. 3 breaths here. On an inhale, left leg rises. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Straighten the left leg. Let's carefully step it through to our low lunge. Back knee comes down, lifting up out of the lower back. Hips are pressing forward and down. Breathing deeply into the right hip flexor. Let's take one more breath here. Circle the arms, fingertips come down on the mat. Let's move into our hamstring stretch on the left. Take your version of the pose. Start to crawl the fingers forward, pivoting over to the right side of our mat for wide-legged forward fold. Taking any movements here that feel good in the body. Let's crawl the fingers forward, come up to a flat back. Place your hands on your hips, come all the way up to stand. Heels in, toes out, moving into goddess pose. We'll start by just swaying from side to side. Breathing deeply into the hips. Come back to center, place both hands on the top of your thighs and let's take our shoulder stretch. Left shoulder goes down. Using your left hand to gently press that hip open further. Let's switch sides, right shoulder down. Let's come all the way up to stand, moving into warrior 2 on the left. Really pressing that left hip open. Arms are outstretched, nice and strong. Pressing into the back foot. 3 breaths here. Let's reverse. Coming back to warrior 2. Straighten the front leg, adjust your back foot. Hips are going forward and down for triangle pose. Spinning the heart up to the sky. Let's bring our hand down to our hip. Start to bend into that front knee. Lifting the back leg up, opening your hip up to the side. You can lift your arm as well. Everything is facing the right for half moon. Take 2 more breaths here. Let's gently bring the right foot to the top of the mat. Place both hands down. Let's step back into downward dog to take our flow. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Back bend. And exhale into downward dog. When you're ready, lift the heels, bend the knees, move to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, hands at heart center. We're going to be moving into standing pigeon pose. So you're going to cross your left ankle over your right knee, flexing that foot. Hips are going back, chest is staying lifted. Hugging your lower belly to support the pose. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And unwind into chair pose. Big toes together, heels apart. Your hips are going back, chest is staying lifted. Take a peek down, make sure you can see your toes. Let's take an inhale and exhale into a twist. Your left elbow is gently placed on top of your right knee. You're pressing both palms firmly together, trying to get them to the center of your chest. Make sure your knees are even. When you're ready, quietly, silently step the left foot back into our high lunge prayer twist. You can always feel free to place your back knee down on the mat if balance is a challenge. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Look down towards the mat, both hands down. Step the left foot to the top of the mat. Plant both hands and let's step back into our downward dog and move through a flow. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Back bend. And exhale into downward dog. When you're ready, lift the heels, bend the knees, move to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Hands at heart center, we're moving into standing pigeon. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. Hips are going back, chest is lifted. Really flexing into that right foot. Hugging in your lower belly. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And unwinding into chair pose. Keeping your chest lifted. Let's take an inhale and exhale into the twist. Right elbow is gently placed on top of your left knee. Pressing the palms firmly together. Make sure your knees are even. And when you're ready, step the right foot back for our high lunge prayer twist. Take your version of the pose. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Start to look down towards the mat, both hands down. Step the right foot forward, plant both hands. Let's step back into our downward dog and take a flow. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Back bend. And exhale into downward dog. Let's take a cleansing breath here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. When you're ready, lift the heels, bend the knees, move to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Hands at heart center. We're going to be moving into bear pose. So you're going to want your feet at about hip width distance. We're going to start to bend into the knees, trying to get our thighs and our torso parallel to the mat. So one long line between the crown of your head and your tailbone. You can keep your hands here at heart center, place them down on the mat, or lift them forward. Hug in the lower belly. Let's take 3 more breaths here. This is a tough one. And heels and toes out. Malasana or yogi squat. You can sit here on a block if this is uncomfortable. Use your elbows to gently press the hips open a bit further. Just close your eyes and relax into the stretch. Nice flat back. Let's take 3 more breaths. And take a seat down on the mat. We're going to be moving into fire log. Fire log can be challenging for the hips and the knees. So we'll go through in steps and then you could decide which version works best for your body today. So if you're taking fire log, you're going to stack your right shin over your left. Both feet are flexed. If this is uncomfortable, just stagger your shins. Take an inhale to lift the heart and exhale, fold forward to your level of comfort. Getting a really deep stretch in the right hip. Try to relax the upper body. Taking 3 full rounds of breath here. Flexing into both feet. Let's come all the way up. Take a moment to shake that off. And let's move to the other side, taking your version of the pose. Let's inhale to lift the heart and exhale, folding forward. 3 rounds of breath. Let's come all the way back up and lie down on our backs. We're going to be moving into reclined pigeon pose. So you're going to cross the right ankle over your left knee. You can either stay here or grab onto the back of your thigh and gently press your legs towards your lower belly. Just getting a beautiful stretch and release in the right hip. Try to relax the upper body. And let's switch sides. Left ankle over right knee. Gently pressing your legs towards your lower belly. Relaxing into the stretch. Let's gently let that go. Bring both knees in towards your chest. You can either stay here or move into happy baby by grabbing onto the outside edges of both feet or your 2 big toes. Elbows are on the inside. Your knee and ankles are stacked, pressing the tailbone into the mat. Let's take 2 more breaths. And moving into Savasana, our final resting pose. Stretch your legs out on the mat, shoulders are down the back, palms are facing up to the sky. Let's take a few moments here to just melt into the mat. and integrate all the work we've done in our practice today. Start to breathe a little deeper, bring some movement back into the body by wiggling the fingers and toes, turning the head from side to side. Let's roll up over to one side, keeping the eyes closed. Gently push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Let's take one more breath together to close our practice. Inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you again soon. Namaste.